Bill Heimley, you came to the top of the pile.
Yes, okay.
You need the microphone.
Yes, my name is Bill Heimley. I'm sitting beside my lovely wife, Leslie Rigg. Am I doing okay now? Okay. And I just want to say that I am a member of almost every environmental organization I've ever heard of, including Conservation Voters, Beyond Coal, and the rest of it. And I was very touched this evening about how you're really eager to get somebody here wouldn't come. And depending on how you answer the question I had to ask, I could have saved you from that dilemma of not having the opposition represented. Are you willing to give me 5 to 10 minutes to state a few points that you would have heard had the opposition showed up tonight? And that's all I ask. I'm not a ranting person. I'm a gentle person. You can see my wife is here. She'll get me over the head. I'm going to get out of the way. Okay. Yeah, but would you give me 5 or 10 minutes to state some points that would have been brought here had these opposition people come and ask a question? Here's your chance to get some opposition. Put the input, and if you don't, that's your decision.
You have the floor for up to 10 minutes.
Thank you very much. Do I stand up there or so I can sit here?
Whatever works best for
It would be good if you got up.
I think it's great.
Okay.
Pop them up there. I broke the up.
Fell off his bike.
Thank you very much for this opportunity.
I'll take that one back from you. Okay.
I believe that what we're calling opposition here springs mainly from one thing, and it's a different perspective of what I would call worldview. The worldview that I would like to present from, quote, the opposition tonight is that all life on earth is interconnected and interdependent. The days when we thought we could do something in our yard and not affect our neighbor are over. There's all kinds of evidence that there's virtually nothing any of us can do that doesn't have dramatic effect on our neighbors and even overseas, like shipping coal or what have you, okay? So we are an interconnected person. Albert Einstein put it this way. He said, in his opinion, the most devastating disease afflicting us human beings is the illusion of separateness. The illusion that I can do something and not affect you. Whatever I do or whatever I don't do affects my neighbors and everybody else around. And at least about 95% of the scientists tell us today that we're at a crucial point in human history. If we continue on our present path, most of the surface of the earth will be uninhabitable by humans within the next 50 to 100 years. It's called something called climate change. And climate change involves just virtually everything you can think of having to do with life. And you have been seeing results of climate change, many people, including scientists, saying now, in increased number of storms, ferocity of storms, more droughts, more floods. This is what the Union of Concerned Scientists, probably 30 to 50 years ago, put out a paper, Scientists Warning to Humanity. And they told us back then, if we keep doing what we're doing now, burning coal, burning gas, destroying the forest, it's destroying the earth with strip mining, this kind of thing, that we are on the road, well, to planetary destruction. If you look around you today, the Hurricane Sandy and Katrina, and things are getting worse and worse. You keep getting 100-year floods every 2 or 3 years. And this is exactly what the scientists predicted that many years ago. And for quite a while now, they've been saying climate change is real, and it is caused mostly by human activity. And so I'm just here to say that we can no longer mine all the coal we want, drill for all the oil we want, do all the manufacturing we want, make a lot of stuff that really doesn't last very long in important landfills. What we're doing is we are creating an earth that our children and our grandchildren will have to inhabit if they live that long enough to inhabit it. So I know this sounds like death scenarios, but it is something that is extremely well documented, and all you've got to do is dig through the literature and you will see a lot of very intelligent, hardworking, careful researchers are saying this again and again and again. So I just would say that, and I know that it's hard to believe, by the way, there is something. The human mind I'm a retired psychology professor. The human mind has a strong tendency that whenever it faces information that is really big and difficult for it to deal with, what we do is we shake our head and say, no, it's not true. That we simply are overwhelmed by the breadth and depth of implications of this, so that the great majority of us, or not the majority of us, a lot of us say, no, it can't be. In essence, they're saying, I don't want this to be true, therefore it's not true, rather than looking at the research behind it. So when we talk about jobs, for cold jobs here, what I want to know is, what is the impact of what those people are doing in those jobs? One version of that is that we are helping to transport millions of coal around the world, mostly China it seems, and every ton of that coal is going to be responsible for shortening the lives of X number of people in the vicinity where that coal is being burned. And again, this is carefully researched, and you can talk to the sad thing about this is particularly the children who are going to suffer increased respiratory diseases, pneumonia, whatever, okay, because we are polluting the air they have to breathe. And I saw a video recently of China, and China is becoming more and more uninhabitable. The pollution there is absolutely unbearable. People are wearing masks, and it's god-awful wherever you look. People can't plant fields easy to plant, streams are running dry, and China has followed in our footsteps to be the great leader of the world industrially, and they're making the same mistakes we made, and there's a lot more of them than there are of us, and the earth is simply not designed to tolerate the kind of treatment that we're giving it. So what I'm saying to you is that is where a lot of us on the other side are coming from. You're talking about not researching the fact, well, we've done an incredible amount of research, and we don't like it. We wish to God it weren't so, and some of us are putting our head in the sand and it's not so. But what we say and what we want, what we believe, is not going to change the way the biosphere operates. It operates the way it operates. Wishing a storm doesn't come is not going to stop the storm, okay? Wishing we had more water is not going to get us more water. The way we treat the earth, is the way we get treated by the earth. And our record for the last many years has been abysmal. God said, take care of the earth, We're not doing a good job of taking care of the earth. And the coal thing is one very important part, by no means the only part of this. So I think that if you had somebody from the other side tonight, they would have said, this kind of thing is where we're coming from. The single thing that I most fear in the world today is not just coal burning, but is the whole business of the way we are changing the kind of which we live, with the ice is melting, the water is drying up, the ocean is warming up, on and on and on and on. And it's traced back again and again to, as someone has mentioned, the concentration of carbon dioxide and other so-called greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. If we could stop that right and reverse that now, we would stand a chance of surviving this. But we've already put so much of that in the air, and it doesn't go away quickly. So we're doomed the next 100, 200, 300 years the earth is going to be warmer, we're going to have a hard time, because what our ancestors are doing, what we have done in terms of making this go out this way. Ahead of time, that's it. That's what I said, that's it. Yeah, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you for speaking. I think that's great.